So the first main topic I wanted to dive into, and I want to talk about CinemaCon for just 1 second. This is the 2026 film slate. It's just a picture, but I figured we could quickly break down each and every single one of these movies real quick. And who said original movies were dead? I mean, just look at this. Look at all these corporate products. Part 4, part 5, part 7. But either way, I am looking forward to some of these movies, nevertheless. So the first one I see up on the list is Avengers Doomsday. Now, just a few days ago, we finally got the big cast announcement. And if you had 5 hours of your life to give, well, you could see all the names announced for the upcoming Doomsday Avengers flick, and I'm excited to see it. I really am. Some of the cast announcements that didn't quite make the cut were Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so that's interesting. But we'll talk about Spider-Man in just 1 second. But when it comes to Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom, a lot of people hate it, but I sort of embrace that. I think if he can no longer be the biggest hero in the MCU, why not make him the biggest villain for this upcoming installment? That's just my take on it. Let me some Robert Downey Jr. And if you're gonna have faith in any actor to pull off a villainous character with some charisma and some wit, you got to give it to Robert Downey Jr. So I'm looking forward to Avengers Doomsday. What say you? Let me know down below. And then the next one on this list is Pixar's Hoppers. I know nothing about this movie. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but it exists. So, hey, it's coming out in 2026. The next one that I'm sort of excited about, and I'm not quite, I'm waiting for a trailer to really get my feelings in check, but it's Spider-Man 4. And we haven't really had any confirmations on who the villains will be. We know we might have a new MJ possibly, but who knows? And then the next one that sort of surprised me was Moana 3. Now, didn't we just get Moana 2 like 3 days ago, it feels like? Now, keep in mind, Moana 2, what they did is they salvaged a Disney Plus series. They ripped it apart and taped it all together and said, hey, here's a movie. You want to watch it? And it did very well at the box office, but the film itself, it felt like a slopped together Disney Plus series in an hour and a half feature-length film. So I'm curious where and how they had the time to make Moana 3. I almost have a theory, and I'm completely speculating at this point because I've done no research on the matter, but I would almost dare to say, did they take maybe like season 2 of the Moana series and also condense that into a feature-length film, and they're now giving us Moana 3? Because the turnaround time on this film seems very, very quick. I don't know. I'm curious how long this movie's been in production, and if they're just maybe capitalizing on the success of some Disney Plus series and trying to make a feature-length film out of it like they did with the second movie. The fourth movie, or the fifth movie on this list, is Masters of the Universe. Now, keep in mind, we've had one of these movies before with Dolph Lundgren back in the 1980s. It was really bad. It was atrocious. It's sort of a guilty pleasure movie, but I am kind of looking forward to it. Okay. The next one after that is Scream. I'm sure we've already got the cast announcements. Neve Campbell's coming back as Sydney. I'm sort of looking forward to it. If they don't make Stu the mastermind or treat him like Hannibal Lecter of this franchise and have the character Stu in some padded cell where maybe Sydney goes and talks to him after 30 years and he's completely insane, almost like Hannibal Lecter, okay? Imagine Hannibal Lecter and Clarice Starling or Jodie Foster when they're having those discussions deep down in the dungeon through the glass. I'm hoping we get a scene like that between Stu and Sydney in this upcoming Scream movie. If they don't do that, that just feels like a missed opportunity. And then the next one is Street Fighter. Now, keep in mind, I saw the original Street Fighter in theaters back in 1994. And as a kid who grew up playing all the Street Fighter games, and I have a Street Fighter arcade cabinet right back there, which I play occasionally in my underwear late at night, I've been waiting a very long time for a Street Fighter movie to be good. We've never had one, but hopefully maybe this will be that movie. I doubt it, though. All right, the next one is Mario Bros. 2. I thought the first one was okay. I don't care about Chris Pratt voicing Mario. Sorry, I don't. And hey, it's me. Let's go to the next movie. And then the next one that's probably my most anticipated movie on this list is The Odyssey, directed by Nolan. And give it to me now. Just looking at some of the like paparazzi set photos that are taken from 800 feet away of some boats in the ocean, that gets me excited in itself. You want to know why? Those boats are actually boats. They're actually in the ocean. There's people in them. There's no green screen. It's just real and it's practical, and I can't wait to see it. So I can't wait to see this. And plus, on a side note, Troy starring Brad Pitt, You Sack of Wine, is one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, feel free to get your questions in. Please get your questions in. I will answer every single question in just a few minutes after I talk about some of these movies. And then the next one on the list here is Shrek 5. Now, that first teaser clip of Shrek didn't do much for me because it didn't look like Shrek. It looked like Shrek if he went to Los Angeles for far too long and had some too much Botox and maybe a facelift. That's what the new Shrek looks like to me. I don't know how to feel about it. And I wasn't a big fan of Shrek 4. The next one is Hunger Games. Then you got Jumanji. Then you have Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, I had no clue this would be a feature-length theatrical release. Are we sure this isn't some Disney Plus movie? Hey, I like The Mandalorian. I maybe the last season was forgettable somewhat, but I'll watch me some Mandalorian in the theater if they give it the big budget feel. Then you have Mega Minions. Fun story about me. I've never once seen any of the Minion movies. And I like to say that's one thing I'm going to keep up for the rest of my life. It's like the one consistent thing I think I can do for the rest of my life is never sit down and watch a Minions movie. And I say that, and one day I'm going to have kids and probably watch the movies in 24-hour repeat. The next movie on this list that truly gets me excited is Clayface. And then if you read the little tagline there, it says, what does it say? Oh, shape your fear. That's cool. Now, the Clayface they put on there is the cartoon version of Clayface. Now, this is a live-action film, and I'm curious how the premise of this movie is you have a B actor who's struggling to find work and has body dysmorphia issues. And that sounds intriguing to me. That sounds like a psychological character study. I want to see it. And if they handle this with the same sort of respect that they gave the first Joker film, not the second one, not where they're singing and dancing. I'm not talking about that one with Lady Gaga. No. We're talking about the first Joker film. If they can handle it with that kind of tone and grittiness and treat it like a real character study, I'm all for this. So I'm sort of looking forward to Clayface. And backstory on the character Clayface, when it comes to the Batman animated series, he was always one of my least favorite characters in that series. I always sort of just thought of him as a big turd who could shapeshift. Maybe I'm all alone on that one. Then you have Ice Age 6. I didn't see Ice Age 2, 3, 4, or 5, and I'll probably not watch 6, but hey, it exists. And then you have The Hunt for Gollum. Now, this could be intriguing. I think Andy Serkis is directing this movie, and I love me some Gollum. I just hope that they don't bastardize the character for the sake of a cash grab. I really don't. If Peter Jackson was coming back and directing this, maybe I'd have a little more faith in it. And I like me some Andy Serkis, I do, who plays Gollum himself. But the last Andy Serkis movie I watched was Venom 2. So we'll keep expectations mild at this point. Then you have Supergirl. I'm just going to wait for a trailer to really judge it. Then we have Toy Story 5. Now, you can say what you will about Toy Story 4. Was it the greatest Toy Story? No. Was it the weakest one in the franchise? Absolutely. But as a dude who grew up in the mid-90s, Toy Story was my life, and I still have some kind of weird emotional attachment to those little toys, okay? So I'm looking forward to this. I'm just hoping that it has a better story than Toy Story 4 did, okay? That's my only hope. The next one on here is called Hail Mary. Now, if you look at this image, it sort of looks like a young adult novel, but it's not that. It actually is starring Ryan Gosling, and it's about a man on a space station who wakes up with amnesia, and there's an ice age happening on Earth. I think that's what's happening as the premise of this movie, but nevertheless, sounds pretty cool to me. But I'll tell you what doesn't sound cool, and I'll tell you, and last but certainly least, is Fast X Part 2. Now, I got through the first 17 minutes of Fast X Part 1, nor did I think I needed a Part 2, but that is also happening. So those are some upcoming movies that were announced at CinemaCon. Share your thoughts, your opinions down below on these movies. Let me know. Are you excited to watch these? I'm excited for like half of them. Half of them look pretty good. All right.